Travis Wayne Goodsell. I've got 15 minutes to do a video, and it's going to be later on in the afternoon when I upload it. I had a comment this morning of what are my thoughts as to why Joseph Smith was murdered, not killed. Put murdered, please. There's a difference between the two definitions. How would it have been if he had survived and lived to an old age? I can answer it, both of them at the same time. That's why I'm thinking I can get it done in 15 minutes. I've done the videos about the Carthage jail assassination, going over the forensic evidence and making the conclusion based on the forensic evidence. It was an inside job. Brigham Young ordered it. Willard Richards shot Joseph Smith in the back. John Taylor shot Hiram up in the jaw, felled him to the ground. Willard Richards dumped Joseph's body out the window, came back and shot Hiram in the face. And then they lied in their testimonies to the Mormons as to what happened. They were never involved in the court. Their testimonies were not included from what I found. But the whole reason why the church came into existence in the first place is why he was murdered. I've gone over this with you. We would never have the Book of Mormon had it not been for 9/11/1826 in Canandaigua, New York, at the York Rites Freemason Lodge, where Joseph Smith Sr. was the Master Mason. He was helping William Morgan write his book that would expose the Illuminati threat to America. They were plotting to use the Bible star dates, specifically from the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and chapter 19, in which to coordinate a 200-year plot to overthrow America and rise up with a new world order. Doctrine of Lucifer. Albert Pike, in his letter to Giuseppe Mazzini, indicates this. He would destroy Christianity as well as destroy America. And this has been their tactic ever since they got formed in May 1st, 1776, with 5 people. And so when you understand some of this background history, you understand why the church was organized on 6 April 1830 with 6 people instead of 5 people, and why it was on April 6th rather than April 8th. But that would take a longer video. But they found out about William Morgan, and that's why they had him locked up in jail. And by locking him up in jail, he wasn't going to be able to finish the book. His life was in danger. This was a threat to his life. Don't work on the book, or we're going to murder you, or you're going to be indefinitely incarcerated for the rest of your life in debtor's prison, which they had back then. And so, as the Master Mason, it was up to Joseph Smith Sr. to free him and help him escape the country. And so he was behind that, even though the Wikipedia page causes some problems with information. Just by knowing that Joseph Smith Sr. was the Master Mason of that lodge just opens up a whole bombshell of news and exposes the Wikipedia page as being greatly deficient in the information it contains. And so, yes, as the Master Mason, it was his responsibility to finish the Book of Mormon, as it became known as. And so, because the enemy knows Joseph Smith Sr. cannot have the manuscripts, they're going to find them. And so they have to find somebody that will work on the book, whom they know and can trust, and who is way out of the picture. Sidney Rigdon. Linguistic science already knows he's the major author of the Book of Mormon. And yes, he used the Solomon Spaulding manuscript because he thought he's dead, therefore nobody would ever know. Unfortunately, people did know. Mormonism Unveiled revealed that people did know. So that was an unfortunate exposure. And that's how they found out that Joseph Smith Sr. and Jr. were the ones involved in 9/11/1826 in Canandaigua, New York. And we know this because of the infiltration by the Illuminati into their church. They purposely converted to Mormonism for the sole purpose of overthrowing it, taking it over, and destroying it and starting it all over from the ashes. And so, yes, once William Morgan was exposed, Joseph Smith Sr., as the Master Mason, had doomed himself and his family, because he had a duty to warn America as a true patriot, not those who claim to be true patriots who seek to overthrow our government. And so, yes, there was election fraud with this group within Joseph's church. There were other crimes committed, murders, plunderings, rapes, to get Joseph Smith in trouble. That's why Joseph Smith was always locked up in jail, is because he was framed by this secret combination within his group. And they were missionaries. So they were going around telling everybody that it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that they were Christian. And so when Joseph Smith came out with 1838's reply to the missionaries and their false advertising, things escalated. That's when the election fraud took over and Joseph got framed and put in Liberty Jail. But he got out again. He kept getting out, and so, they murdered him. These are the Danites under Brigham Young and Heber C. Kimball. Heber C. Kimball's Wikipedia page under Masonry is a blatant lie. But in the lie, he reveals that he knew all of it. He knew about Joseph Smith Sr., he knew about Canandaigua, New York with William Morgan, and knew about the Book of Mormon. But you have to know the background history to catch it. So, there you have it. And still have some time. Now, I might be able to make the video. I don't know. It'd be pushing it. And so, Joseph was never going to live to a ripe old age. He knew he was going to die. He willingly became the leader of the church, knowing he was going to die eventually, that the enemy would figure it out. He lasted until 1844, 14 years. But the whole Martin Harris incident, that was a close call. Martin Harris was on the anti-Mason committee because of the William Morgan incident. Everybody assumed, because of the newspaper article, that it was all Masonry that was going to destroy America. The Illuminati only infiltrated the Scottish Rites to destroy America. And so, that's why. But Joseph Smith, in his 1838 second vision, reveals all about this. That's why it's Egyptian gold plates. It's because he's tying it to the Knights Templar. And then you see the Temple of Solomon and the Book of Mormon when Nephi gets to the Promised Land. And other things. And then Jewish Kabbalah is the learning of the Jews, which is also what Joseph Smith Sr. also knew. And so they incorporated all of that together because of the Illuminati and their plot. And so that's it. If you didn't know that background information, for the prophecies of Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon to be happening these days, as I've been doing the videos for, would astound and amaze you. And you'd think that, oh, wow, prophecy. No, this is all part of the plot that William Morgan knew and had found out about and was warning America. And then Joseph Smith Sr. had to take it over. He's the reason why the 116 pages had to be rewritten. He did it because it was his duty to get the book published. And so with his son letting him get stolen by Martin Harris, it was Joseph Smith Sr.'s responsibility to replace them. And so, yes, he's the one giving the revelations in the Doctrine and Covenants. And Section 10 is 1829, not 1828. So, I hope that answers your question. And off I go.